Alright, so the what ifs. What if it doesn't come out this nice, very straightforward? Please write this at the bottom. What ifs. There are a couple things that will happen for sure. One, what if there's no underline? When you get an equation and there's no underline, it'll look like this. Y equals 6x. So this is my squiggly, but there's not an underline. So how do I know what my B is and how do I know what the M is if there's no underline? So my M is a squiggly, right? Let's make it right now real quick. Put 6 over 5. So this is my squiggly, 6 over 5, my slope. But there's no underline in this problem. There's no underline. I didn't underline anything. I don't underline the y because the y is a variable. The underline, the b is the one without. So if you don't have anything to underline, that would be number what?
5.
Now if it was 5, it would say plus 5. If it was negative, it would be negative something. If there's not an underline, how many underlines are there? Nothing, and nothing is a number 0. Your y-intercept would be at 0. That means that if you had to do this graph, you would put the banana at 0. Okay? If there's a number there, well, you put it at whatever number. We'll practice with that one in just a minute. So let's do another one. What if the slope is a whole number? This will happen for sure in IXL. So what happens if the slope is a whole number? So for example, it could be something like y equals negative 5x. And we're going to do that one in just a minute. Y equals negative 5x. So I do the same thing as before. I squiggly, I underline. Here I've got a squiggly. I don't have an underline, right? So I put, that's my first step. My second step is to put b equals m equals. So the b is the one that you underline. Did I have an underline? No. So then my b is equal to 0. My m, okay, here's the squiggly. It's going to be negative 5. How do I know it's negative? Because there's a negative sign in front. Now, how do I turn this whole number, a negative 5, into a fraction? Does anyone know how to make a whole number into a fraction? Exactly. You just put over 1. If you get a whole number, and you want to make that to a fraction, you just write over 1. So if you get a whole number, and you need to write it as a fraction, you just put whatever that is over 1. If it's 8, 8 over 1. If it's 10, 10 over 1. If it's 33, 33 over 1. Why? Because if you divide 8 divided by 1, you get 8. Okay, and it's like saying I spend $1. If I spend $8 every day, we usually say $8 every day, and we usually don't say $8 every one day, right? We say every day because everybody knows that means that's every one day. That's why we do that. So let's do this example. Make sure you have the examples of how to make a whole number to a fraction. You just write over 1. And like I said, you want to write, when you write it on your paper, you want to write the fraction. You don't want this one. It's going to make it a little bit more tricky. So let's graph this one. So the banana is at 0. The banana is at 0. Why? Because there's not an underline. There's not a number there. So go up to the top. Put the banana at 0. That's 0 right there. How do I know? Because that's 1. That's 0. My slope is negative 5 over 1. Because it's negative, I'm going to be going down from the banana. That's the beginning point. So go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went down 5 and then over 1. That's my point right there. And you do that again. Down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. Then that's my point. So I can see the stairs, it's 5 over 1, and I'm going to do the stairs on the, I guess, the negatives part. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The green is just 1 for the stairs, and I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to connect my points. Oh, I put tape there, so. And that's how you do that line.